Interesting facts about every country in the world. Germany has the most tornadoes in all of Europe. Now in Ghana, gold is a huge deal. In fact, in colonial times, they were called the Gold Coast. The weirdest part of Greece would have to be the Mount Athos Autonomous Region. It is a monastic community only inhabited by Greek Orthodox men, and they control the entire area. Guyana, the only English-speaking country in South America. Tortue Island in Haiti was one of the two headquarters of the Brethren of the Coast, which was like a loose pirate coalition that operated in the 17th and 18th centuries. Honduras in the Yoro department has the Lluvia de Peces, or fish rain. It happens up to 4 times a year. It's a weird natural phenomenon in which they claim that fish rain out of the sky. India! Oh geez, where do I begin? Even Indians don't fully understand their country because there's just so much going on. They have more native writing systems than anywhere else on earth. Indonesia! Despite being a predominantly Muslim nation, Indonesia actually has the largest Buddhist temple in the world. Borobudur. Iran. There are actually more Azerbaijanis living in Iran than actual Azerbaijan. Ireland. They have a town called Dingle. Italy has the most violent sport on earth, Calcio Florentino. You can fight, you can punch each other, you can go crazy. Ivory Coast. Michael Jackson was literally crowned a king here by the Sanwi people. Japan. The most important site to the national religion Shintoism is Grand Ise Shrine, and the only people allowed in the shrine are grand priests and priestesses that are related to the imperial family. Jordan. They host more refugees in their own country than any other country in the Middle East. Kenya. Home to the town of Iten, which has the training grounds for the best long-distance runners in the world. Kiribati is the only country in the world that straddles all 4 hemispheres. Laos. Now, because of all the war stuff, you can find bullet casings and bombshells everywhere in Laos, to the point where now they even have like an economy based off of recycled bombshells. Lebanon. They have 18 recognized Abrahamic religious groups within the country. Lesotho. Thanks to its general high altitude, Lesotho is kind of like the snowiest place in all of sub-Saharan Africa. And the aesthetics of Lesotho heavily inspired the Jabari tribe in Black Panther. Libya, the former leader Gaddafi, he was a very interesting guy. Like, he had an all-female virgin bodyguard unit. Liechtenstein is so small you could literally walk across the whole country in about, give or take, 2 hours for the width, 6 hours for the length. Lithuania. Linguists speculate that the Lithuanian language is the oldest Indo-European language still in use. Maldives. Now, the native language and writing system of the Maldives is called Divehi, and it's kind of related to Sinhalese in Sri Lanka. Mali, home to the 3 largest empires in all of West Africa. Malta. The Maltese language is the only Semitic language recognized by the EU. Mauritius has one of the rarest trees in the world, the Bois d'Antel. A few years ago, there were only 2 left. Also, it's the home of the famous dodo bird that went extinct. Mexico! So a lot of food across the world would be nothing without Mexico, because the tomato and the chili pepper originated here. Mongolia. The capital Ulaanbaatar was actually a nomadic city that moved around 28 times until they finally settled in one spot. Montenegro is the laziest country on earth. And Montenegrins, they own it. They even have a lazy Olympics where the winner is the person who can lay down and do nothing for the longest. Morocco supposedly has the most difficult dialect to understand in the entire Arab world. Mozambique. And the entire country actually gets its name from one little island off their coast, which was also named after a sultan that used to rule over it, and the women of this island have a unique jump roping dance. Myanmar is one of the few countries that does not use the metric system. In fact, they prefer to use their own domestic units of measurement, such as a lan, which is about 6 feet long, a ngaseta, which is almost 2 pounds, and a la mu, which is about 2.7 ounces. Nauru, the smallest island country in the world and the 3rd smallest country in the world. Nepal was never colonized because it was kind of like a buffer country between China and India. New Zealand! In the middle of North Island, you can find Rotorua, which is like the capital of all the famous geysers and the native Maori people. Niger. Niger has a lot of weird things in the middle of nowhere. The weird UTA Flight 772 crash site monument. Nigeria. There There are over 500 ethno-linguistic people groups in Nigeria. And finally, North Korea. They use their own time zone, the UTC plus 8:30, and North Korea speaks what is considered a more pure version of the Korean language, as in they don't have many loan words from other languages. So for example, ice cream in South Korea is ice cream, but in North Korea, it's 얼음 과자, which means ice sweet treat. This was a long list. I'm not even gonna say anything else. I'm done here.